I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but there have been stories coming out a lot recently about crazy and tragic incidences that have occurred with illegal immigrants that have CDL licenses. I was really surprised that this was the thing in the first place. I had no idea that driver's licenses or CDLs, especially where they're operating large vehicles like semis, are being given to illegal immigrants. Personally, I was ignorant to it, but now it's almost becoming a running joke. And this video right here is unhinged. Kind of reminds me of that old Family Guy skit where there was that Asian lady that got on the freeway and she was like, I go now, good luck everybody else. And she just goes across this freeway. That's what this video is showing about the new CDLs that have been given out. This guy says illegal immigrants when they get their CDL license in California. Thanks, Gavin Newsom.
हाँ 2 मिनट में तैयार हो जाएगा। अरे यार तू बस सुन, मैं बोल रहा हूँ फालतू में मोल-तोल मत कर। क्या फोन रख, मूवी चालू है यहाँ। हाँ हाँ देख रहा हूँ, तू चिंता मत कर। हाँ हाँ बकरा भी खा रहा है, खिड़की खोल दूं क्या? किलो दे देना वरना पूरी पार्टी बिगड़ जाएगी। अरे सुन तो, अरे सुन रहे हो ना? हाँ वही फाइल भेजी थी पर सर्वर डाउन है। मैं बार-बार बोल रहा हूँ ऑफिस की मेल चेक करो, सब अटका पड़ा है। हाँ हाँ मैं कर।
This meme is calling our attention to the actual awful things happening on the road because of these illegal immigrants that have CDLs. They are used to driving in places of the world that don't have the road etiquette that America has. And we're seeing the repercussions of that every day. We're seeing new stories come out all the time about how these awful things that CDL drivers that are illegal immigrants have done. And we're going to go over a couple stories right now, one of which went really viral because of how awful it was and how apathetic the driver seemed to be during and after the crash. Let's go ahead and check out that footage. You'll see the driver begin to make the U-turn here, and then all of a sudden you see a car come out of nowhere on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and it just goes straight into his trailer. He has no reaction, by the way. Right there. Car hits his trailer. His face, no reaction whatsoever. He's just like stone cold. And then there's the camera panning around the scene of the crash, and you see how much damage has been done to his trailer. There's debris all the way on the other side of the trailer from where the car struck. And then when the camera pans to his face, he's just deadpan. Nothing going on in that mind. There's a cultural difference here, I think, between Americans and where this man came from. He doesn't seem to have that empathy for his fellow man. Like he has to know that there were people in this car and that there's no one that's going to be able to get out of there alive. And he doesn't seem to have any actual reaction when it happened or after the fact. Like most Americans, I think, would have some sort of introspection in this case, like have some sort of guilt and maybe have an emotional reaction to a traumatic situation like this. But this guy is just stone cold, and I think it says a lot. We can see that same apathy again in this clip here, where there's a driver who just crashed into this wall, gets called out by a civilian, and literally tries to assault him as soon as he's called out. Not saying a single word in English, kind of proving our point here, showing that these guys that don't speak English, have no idea even how to read our road signs, are out here on the road causing havoc.
Bonehead truckers. Hey,
Assault.
Hey, don't you put your hands on me, motherfucker. Hey. Put your hands on me, motherfucker. Call ICE on your ass. Fuck you touching me for? You speak English? He don't speak English. He illegal. You ain't supposed to be driving them trucks like that. That's why this shit happened like this. Probably cheated, paid for your CDL, didn't even go to school.
Look at this guy. He went straight through this barricade into the fence. Could not stop the truck past the barricade. Drugged that cement barricade all the way into the fence in front of him. Just total incompetence from this guy. And he couldn't even say one English word in response to the civilian calling him out. Just absolutely horrible. And this situation is just exasperated by California and New York and other sanctuary states that are giving out driver's licenses without even properly identifying the people that they're giving them to. We can see this in the driver's licenses themselves. They are giving driver's licenses with no name given on them. I have them right here for you to check out. Look at this, everybody. We have New York State commercial driver's license, no name given. Issued 2025, expires 2028, 3 years. We have another one here, 2, 3 from California, no name given, no name given, no name given. These are all lasting 4 years, 5 years. This one only given 1 year. This guy got a short one. We have another one in New York, 4-year commercial driver's license. This is not an uncommon thing, and it blows my mind. I honestly had no idea. I don't know if you had any idea this was happening. Please comment below what your thoughts are on this. I think if most people learned that this was happening, Democrat, Republican, independent, anyone, communist, fascist, whatever, no one would approve of this. We can see how bad of a problem this is in Florida through these statements from their AG. Check it out.
Much less a CDL license to drive larger commercial vehicles engaged in reckless behavior that took 3 lives. Last night, we saw another example. We were able to arrest an individual who was in the country illegally, who was driving a commercial vehicle in Bay County. The individual, Roberto Carlos Vergara, has been arrested and is now under an ICE hold. There's no telling how many illegal aliens are in this country driving large commercial vehicles and putting American families in a safety risk every single day. And that's why efforts like what Agriculture Law Enforcement Commissioner Simpson are doing are so important. We have got to protect our American citizens from the dangers of the open border crisis and illegal aliens that may be engaging in behavior that injures people. So we've made this arrest last night. We're continuing to crack down and interdict others that may have gotten into Florida from sanctuary states. As a reminder, in Florida, you cannot obtain a driver's license if you are an illegal alien. And if you have obtained a driver's license from one of these sanctuary states like California, Washington, or in the case of the driver from last night, New Jersey, those licenses are no good here. So I commend Commissioner Simpson and the Department of Agriculture for surging interdictions at these checkpoints. The legislature gave them over 85 new law enforcement positions in the special session earlier this year. Their forces, when full, will total almost 300, and many of these law enforcement officers will be stationed at the interdiction checkpoints coming into the state of Florida.
Florida's not going to put up with this anymore. And I'm really, really glad to see it, that they're actually finding these people, taking them off the road, and ensuring that the people of Florida aren't experiencing the unsafe conditions that are being caused by California and New York and New Jersey providing these CDL licenses to illegal immigrants that just really haven't been trained on the rules of the road in America. This is an issue all across the country, and we're seeing the Trump administration finally making the moves to take some action here. But workers' unions are actually suing the Trump administration to stop their restrictions on illegal immigrants receiving these CDL licenses. We have workers' unions in the United States working against citizens and for illegal immigrants. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article. Unions sue Trump over immigrant driver's license crackdown. 2 national public employee unions sued the Trump administration over its restrictions preventing illegal immigrants from obtaining commercial driver's licenses. The American Federation of Teachers and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees filed a petition for review against the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. The employee unions challenged a rule implemented by Department of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy restricting foreign individuals from receiving commercial driver's licenses. Commercial driver's licenses are used for operating large vehicles such as tractor trailers and buses. And in California, more than 25% of commercial driver's licenses were improperly issued. 25%, everyone. That's a crazy number. Over a quarter of the commercial drivers in California are improperly licensed. That is terrifying, especially as a California resident. I gotta have my head on a swivel at all times already. But now knowing that 25% or more of the semis out there, or really just the buses, big rigs out there in general, are illegal immigrants driving them, I mean, I'm going to be sweating every time I'm on the freeway out here in California. It is already treacherous. But then he goes on to say, the process for issuing these licenses is absolutely 100% broken. It has become a threat to public safety, and it is a national emergency that requires action right now, Sean Duffy says. I'm fully on Sean Duffy's side here, everyone. I don't know about you, but I don't want these people that haven't been trained on the rules of the road of America getting these driver's licenses. And if they can't even give their name to put on the license itself, how can we trust anything else that they have to say? They can't speak English. How are they passing our tests? It really seems wrong. I really need your opinion down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Share, like, comment down below. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.